What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Cooking with Teej. Today we're going to be making one of my all-time favorite foods, having grown up in San Diego for over 20 years. And that dish is a very basic and classic Carne Asada burrito. Since moving to Los Angeles, I have not been able to find a Carne Asada burrito that matches the deliciousness that you can find in San Diego. So I've taken it upon myself to recreate that delicious flavor in your own home kitchens. But if you have any Carne Asada burrito places that you love in Los Angeles, let me know in the comments down below. Otherwise, like and subscribe to help me out, be promoted by the YouTube algorithm. But without further ado, the first thing you're going to need to do is find some delicious steak. Most lean cuts will do fine, but the best is probably flank steak, or to find a Carne Asada specific cut at your local grocery store. Take your very lean meat and cut it into extremely thin strips, so that it is much easier to chop up in the cleaving process. And now with a meat cleaver, go ahead and whack your meat many times over and over, front to back, left to right, up and down in the third and fourth dimension. Just basically get it up into a fine mince. If you're not looking for ground beef, but you're looking for small enough pieces of meat that you don't have to worry too much about chewing while you're eating your burrito, the final result should look something like this. Now it's time to dice up everyone's least favorite vegetable to cut, but most favorite vegetable to eat, an raw onion. To reduce the time that you're constantly bawling your eyes out like this, then make two parallel to your cutting board cuts while keeping the root attached and not slicing all the way through, and then perpendicular cuts across the onion without cutting all the way through, keeping the root intact. And then finishing off by dicing your onion across all of those cuts. This will get you nice, evenly uniformed cuts of onion. And now for some garlic, which you can actually do the exact same thing with, just at a much smaller scale. This technically can speed up your dicing time. You just have to be precise with your knife. You'll need a very sharp knife, otherwise your cuts won't be thin enough and it won't actually work. But use whatever garlic chopping method you prefer, and just make sure you get it into a thin enough dice because you don't want chunks of garlic in your bites of Carne Asada burrito. Add your garlic to the bowl along with your Carne Asada. Now it's time to muster all of the strength that you can to squeeze this damn lime. Yep, that was a workout and that's all we got. Next up, olive oil, or whatever oil you like, but olive oil tastes the best. Just drizzle enough to make sure it's all coated, or about roughly half a tablespoon. Now to put some elbow grease in there by using your hands to mix this all up together so that the marinated juices of the meat and the olive oil can mix with the onion and the garlic fragrance for a delicious Carne Asada. Now to add some cilantro into there. Go ahead and chop that up nice and evenly and toss that into your Carne Asada bowl. This is going to add some green and delicious flavor. Now give a pinch of salt on top. Not too much, but also don't hold back, not too little. The salt will bring out the juices and make this very flavorful. Mix once again to incorporate the salt and cilantro. And now it's time to cook. Get your pan to a nice hot heat and toss in some olive oil. You'll know it's perfectly hot when it makes a deliciously sizzling noise like this. Now keep mixing and mixing as you start to brown all of the meat. You want to get it to a point where there's a lot of juice still inside of your Carne Asada, but also have cooked enough that it also has reduced and simmered down and reabsorbed back into the meat. And once it's browned and delicious, but not burnt, scoop it out into a bowl that you're going to use to prepare the burritos. And make sure to save the pot that you cook this meat in. This is deliciousness that can go onto the tortilla. Speaking of which, slap a tortilla onto your skillet and heat it up so that it is warm on both sides. Remove your tortilla from heat and scoop some of your Carne Asada into the center of it, as well as add some sour cream and anything else you like. But this is all I add because I think the simpler the burrito, the better. None of that rice and beans bullshit. And now the perfect way to fold the burrito. Fold the sides and then roll it over, pinching the sides back into the burrito and into the fold so that it does not leak and spill. And voila, there you go, a burrito. And now time for the delicious cross section. And as an extra bonus, I'm gonna add some Hot Ones hot sauce at the end because I'm insane. But thank you for watching. Please make sure to like and subscribe to my videos because that helps a ton for me to grow the channel. And I'll see you next time on Cooking with Teej. Now excuse me while I go find some milk. See ya.